Hey there, my name is Peter Hoken Thompson. I'm an artist based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm here in my basement studio, and just wanted to give you some background on this project, Flags for Iowa City. Um, uh, First, my mediums as an artist, I say my mediums are conversation and participation. And what that means is that I do and make a lot of different projects and sort of tools that make it easier for me to have conversations with folks, or for people to have conversations with one another. I've done a couple of different flag projects. I've been making flags for a long time. Everything ranging from artistic expedition on a frozen lake that I mounted and made flags for, to a project I did a few summers ago where I sewed flags for neighbors around me that had empty flagpoles. And it kind of came about because I just noticed there was a lot of empty flagpoles around, and I felt like they were a really remarkable sort of fascinating place to show art, just because they are very public and they're out in the world. And also there's just something to me that's very beautiful about a flag flying. And I like also just thinking about different ways that flags can be made and sort of thought about, I guess. A lot of my work is kind of about taking things that are everyday and kind of seeing them in a new light and sort of imagining new uses for them. I'm a sailor, and so that I think is sort of one thing that attracts me to flags. But as part of that, sort of the aesthetic that I am most drawn to around flag making and flag sort of design is one that comes from a sort of nautical context. I'm inspired a lot in my flag making by these flags called house flags, that are the flags that shipping companies use to identify themselves to one another. So I have a couple of copies of this book, Brown's Flags and Funnels, and it's essentially a guidebook of flags, of house flags. And so if you just page through the book, you just see all these flags that shipping companies use, and sort of the various shapes and kind of recurring sort of design things that you see in these are something that I really like, and sort of will show up in flags that I make as well. Anyways, let me flip my cue card here to the next one. So this project in Iowa City came about, Flags for Iowa City, when Thomas Agren of the Iowa City Downtown District got in touch more than a year ago. Had seen some of my work and wanted to talk about doing a project that could take place in the Black Hawk Mini Plaza in downtown Iowa City. And so through having a bunch of conversations and sort of thinking about it, we came upon this idea of doing a flag project. And the sort of original idea was to do a series of public workshops where folks could come and make flags, and at those workshops they would be able to pick from a series of like code symbols that would represent various things that they thought were important or that they loved about Iowa City, and therefore make a flag at those workshops that sort of communicated that to the rest of the city. And then the idea is that those flags will fly over the Black Hawk Mini Plaza. The process that we had started was that I came down in December, met with a bunch of different folks in Iowa City. I should say I also have cousins that live in Iowa City, so I've been there a number of times before this. And so I met with a bunch of folks in Iowa City, asked them a lot of different questions, but also one of the sort of main questions, I guess, was what things, ideas or feelings did they think were really important about Iowa City that they would want to communicate on a flag. And so from that I came up with 10 different of these sort of ideas or feelings of things that they love or think are important about Iowa City. And then a system of code system that describes, or doesn't describe, but stands in for those, represents those 10 different feelings or ideas. Of course, we're not doing public flag making workshops right now in this coronavirus time. So we've sort of moved the project both online to a website that's flagsforiowacity.com, where you will order sort of all the parts you need to make a flag and this sort of flag kit, and utilizing the United States Postal Service. to deliver those to you. It's free to participate, even though you're ordering stuff on what looks like a shopping site. There's no cost. We're just trying to have this be a kind of do-it-yourself social distancing flag making project now. So different than was imagined, but I think it's still going to be pretty fun, and there still will be a bunch of flags made that represent all that all of you think about and feel is important about Iowa City, and we'll fly over the Blackhawk Mini Plaza. I'm going to make a couple other videos that will talk about more of the process, so how you actually go about doing this, both ordering the flags and then also kind of assembling the kit once you get it. I also have some PDF of instructions, so you can just read it instead if you don't want to watch more videos of me. So thanks for your time, thanks for participating, and I look forward to seeing all of you together at some time in the future in Iowa City. So thanks very much. Okay, bye.